possession by God's people. The third time it's mentioned, Genesis chapter 24, is when Eleazar goes and finds a bride for Isaac. And this time it's used as proof of God's blessing on God's people. He gave Rebekah's family gold bracelets and chains and gifts. And he said, this man knew how to sell. He learned from the best. He learned from Abraham. He said, hey, here's the deal. God has blessed my master with great riches. And everything that my master had, he's given to his son. That's who I'm looking for a bride for. After he gives that presentation, Rebekah's brothers and her mama says, baby, don't you want to hang out for another week before you go? She said, Mama, do you hear what that man said? They said a rich man gave his son everything, and they looking for a wife for him. You want me to wait 7 days and give somebody else a chance to take my spot? Mama, I got to go. I got to go. So that's proof of God's blessing on God's people. The fourth time it's mentioned, this is the last one I'm going to mention, it's not the last one. So the last one I'm going to mention, though, it's in Genesis chapter 41, verse 42, and this is the only time it shows anybody in the book of Genesis who's not a child of gold even having any gold. And when was it? When Pharaoh took the gold ring off his finger and the chain off his neck and put it on Joseph's neck and Joseph's finger, and that's when it was a provision for God's people. So every time gold is mentioned in the book of Genesis, it's mentioned in conjunction with God's people. Why? Because God put wealth on the earth for his people. Yeah, that's a clapper up. But here's the problem. Satan knows something about you that you don't know about yourself. Satan can't keep your blessing from you. So you know what he does? He blinds your mind and keeps you from your blessing. I'm not making this up, by the way. Go read 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse number 3. What does it say? I fear, it's the Apostle Paul right here. I fear, lest by any means, that as the serpent beguiled, that means he tricked her, Eve, so your mind, your mind should be corrupted from what? The simplicity that is in Christ. So here's what it means. I'm going to put that verse in modern day vernacular already. Satan don't need no new toolbox. The same tools he had in the Garden of Eden that worked well on Eve will work well on you. And one of the things, and I know you Pastor probably preached on this last night, but I'm going to say it again because somebody needs to hear it. So I know, here's what's really interesting. What did Satan do? Adam and Eve had an abundance of what? Of everything. God said in Genesis chapter 2, I got to give y'all this because we live in a world that's very confused because Satan's the master of confusion. And so what happened is God said very clearly, Genesis chapter 2, verse 16 and 17, and the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. Every tree freely eat. Let me ask y'all a question. Every and freely, are those abundance words or lack words? Talk to me, everybody. Every tree freely, that's pretty much abundance. He said, but of the tree that's in the midst of the garden, thou shalt not eat of it, for that the day thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. The tree, how many is that? The, how many? Everybody, how many? One. So they had everything for free except for one thing. Hang in there with me now, y'all. It's in the Bible. I didn't write it. I just read it. Everything there when I got up this morning. So what Satan did, he comes to the woman. Now the serpent is more subtle than you feel which the Lord God has made. He said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, you shall not eat of every. He took out the word freely, added the word not. Why did he do that? Because Satan understands something we don't understand. What does he understand? He understands that language is not just what we use to communicate. Language is what we use to comprehend. Words are a window, like we don't see with our eyes, we see with our mind, and our eyes are one of the things our mind uses to see. And words are a window through which we see the world. They're a lens. And so Satan changed what God said because he understands something. He understands this. When you change what you say, it changes what you see. That's why the Bible calls it drunkenness, and we call it alcoholism. Doesn't sound as bad. Drunkenness is something you do. Alcoholism is something that happens to you. God calls it. It's just a Bible. It's just a Bible. It's a Bible. God calls it adultery. An abomination in the Old Testament was worthy of being stoned to death because you broke covenant. You don't even know what that means. I don't have time to teach you right now. But you promised on your life, you promised on your very life to keep yourself for this one person. You broke covenant. We call it adultery. I mean, God calls it adultery. What do you call it? He calls it affair. Sounds like it's right. We might want to learn how to call it the same thing God calls it. No, we're not in agreement with God. If you walk together, except that you agree. God calls homosexuality an abomination. By the way, that's not one of those nations over there in Asia or in Europe. It's an abomination, perversion, reprobate. That's what God calls it. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying that's what God calls it. We call it being gay, which I'm going to put up in half. I know you'd rather be in alignment with the world than the word. See, here's the problem. You need to get the L out of your mind. What L? The L is part of the word, which is work. Too many Christians got something to hide, they got something to lose, they got something to gain, they got something to fear. When you walk in the Spirit, you don't have any of those things anymore. So, here's what Satan did. Satan got Adam. This is the very first temptation in the history of the world. Satan got Adam and Eve's attention off of their abundance and got them to focus on the one thing they lacked. You understand that is where you begin, that is the beginning of the end for everyone, focusing on lack. We think lack is spiritual. Yeah, it is spiritual warfare. Because we're telling people we serve a God of abundance, and we're living in lack, and we are misrepresenting Christ in the marketplace. Now, why do I say all that? Well, because I remember when I got saved, I was 16 years old, I came to Christ. By the way, salvation, this is for all the pastors in the room. I just want to help y'all with the Bible. This is the Bible. This is the Bible. Salvation is not giving your life to Jesus. Salvation is not a gift we give God. Salvation is a gift He gave us. He said, when I found God, I wasn't looking for God. When I found God, man, I ain't found Him. But you're seeking for me, though I knew it not, still He loved me. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a God who was looking for me when I wasn't looking for Him. All this video like the Jesus invitation stuff, I don't know where y'all got that from, but I know where you didn't get it from. You didn't go to the Bible. Here's why, by the way, here's why I'm sharing this with you. I'm gonna give y'all another verse really quickly. I learned this from my good friend, Pastor David Mitchell. David, wave at everybody. That's my good brother right there. My brother from another mother, Pastor David Mitchell. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse number 26. This is Solomon. Now, you gotta understand Solomon's life. Solomon was totally yielded to God in the beginning of his life, backslid away from God in the middle of his life, came back and repented at the end of his life. This is the end of his life, coming to a conclusion. Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, keep His commandments, this whole duty of man. That's the last two verses of the book of Ecclesiastes, right? So Solomon came to his senses after he wasted a lot of his life. Here's what he said. In Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 26, for those of you who want to write that. It says, for God gives the man who is good in His sight, both wisdom and knowledge and joy. Okay, cool. Those sound pretty good, don't they? And then he said, but. Now, he didn't say and, he said but, which means he's going to give something different. But to the sinner, but to who? But to the sinner, he giveth travail. What's travail? Hard labor. He giveth travail to gather and to heap up. Why does God give the sinner travail to gather and heap up? Here's what it says in the verse. You go read it. That he may give to him that is good before God. The reason God gave evil people the ability to create wealth is so they could pack it, stack it, and hand it over. Wow. But you have to become the business person who can manage it. You have to become the investor that can manage it. I was born some of y'all probably wonder what happened to my leg, and I usually tell that story. I didn't have time to tell it, but I'll tell you. I was born in a segregated hospital in Tampa, Florida, May 14, 1961. Contracted polio about 6 or 7 years after the polio vaccine came out because segregated hospitals just didn't have the money and the grants and all that other stuff, so I had polio. My parents moved from Tampa all the way to Pennsylvania. I was still sick, 2 little babies, one of them sick. I got the polio vaccine, blah, 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 and then, but it already affected my left leg. So by the time I was 13 years old, my left leg was 2 inches shorter than my right leg. I've been walking with a brace on my leg my whole life. Okay? And by the way, I don't feel bad for me, at all. I'm too blessed to be stressed and way too blessed to be blessed. I have learned by the grace of God to trust in the sovereignty of God's wisdom, and I know that I am in alignment with my assignment because I embrace every aspect of my assignment, not just the aspect of building. Yeah, so anyway, so what happens though, when I came to Christ, I heard all these sermons from the pastor about how bad money is and how bad it is, but he had way more money than we had. I'm like, how can money be bad? He's preaching against being rich, but to me, at what point does it become rich enough to be evil? That's what I was trying to figure out, right? I wanted to do it according to the Bible, but they had a new car. I was 16, 17 years old. My parents had never had a new car when I was 16 or 17, had never had a new car in their lives. So the pastor had a new car, his wife drove a nice car, they lived in a nice house in a nice neighborhood. All the things we had never experienced in our lives. So you're telling me that money is bad? I don't know, you look like you got it going pretty good right now. Right? Understand that money is a tool to be used by the person with the tool. Okay, so I got this really fast. Yeah, okay, that sounds okay. Okay, so here's Jesus told us how to solve all the problems in the world. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Here he said, "Seek first the kingdom of God and all these things be added." The only problem is most Christians don't know what the kingdom of God is. Why? You never lived in the kingdom. Right? And in the kingdom, what you realize, I got to do this fast, you realize you live and grow up in the kingdom, you're born in the kingdom, you grow up in the kingdom, you realize that everything and everyone in the kingdom belongs to the royal family. Yeah. So when I understand that the kingdom of God means God having dominion over my life, sovereign rulership over my life, I am completely yielded, not surrendered, surrender is not a Bible word, I'm totally yielded to God as my sovereign king. When I do that, he gives me an assignment to rule over as the sovereign king of that assignment. But here's where the kingdom of God comes into full fulfillment. I use the assignment that God gave me to serve every human being I come in contact with. I'm going to tell you something. If you will let that be the mantra of your life, I'm yielding to God, I'm ruling over my assignment, I'm using my assignment to serve people, you can't be broke. It's not possible. You will be sought out. You'll be sought after. So here's what you want to do. You want to make sure this is the other part I wanted to get to. I'm going to do it really, really fast. The scripture says in Proverbs chapter 10, verse number 15, it says, "A rich man's wealth is his strong city, but the destruction of the poor is their poverty." See, we're all familiar with the warnings about wealth, not very familiar with the warnings about poverty. Here's what it says. It's in the Bible. It says a rich man's wealth is his strong city. That word strong city is like financial fortress. But the destruction of the poor is their poverty. I'm going to tell you something. I am by the grace of God. I used to be a trash man. First job I ever got, met this beautiful woman. First job I ever got was driving a trash truck for $6.25 an hour. I remember being so poor. I remember when my wife was 8 months pregnant with our first child and our electricity and water were both disconnected at the same time. After I'd made her all these promises and written her all these poems, and I was working, but what I was working on wasn't working for me because it was working on me. The thing you're working on isn't working for you, it's working on you until you become the person for whom it can work. Okay? So my job as a father is to be the representative. The word Abba in Hebrew house are high. Okay? So I'm gonna tell you about the three pillars in your financial fortune. First thing you need is you need a leverage pillar. Shane was talking to you so eloquently about that this morning. You need to have a business. Why? Because it's a biblical concept. Go read 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 11 and 12. God's plan for his people's prosperity is this. And that you study to be quiet and to do your own business. Working with your hands to be commanded you. Why? That ye may walk honestly toward them that are without, paying your bills on time, having good credit, and that ye may have lack of nothing. That's God's plan. What? Have your own business. It's in the Bible. Okay? Number two is, so that's the leverage bill. The next one you want is the lifestyle bill. Shane was talking about that too. That's the automatic money you have coming in every month without you having to go out and get it. Right? So, like, I'm a regular person. Like, if you got to know me, you would know I'm a regular dude. Sometimes if I'm on the golf course, I'll hit a snap hook, and then the next shot I'll hit a slice. Like, I'm a regular dude. I'll miss a putt sometimes. Like, I'm just a regular dude, right? If I don't eat long the time period of time passes between the time I ate last and the time I eat next, I get a little angry. Okay? So, why am I telling you that? I'm a regular guy, but by the grace of God, we've been able to build a business from the depths of poverty. We've been able to build a business that last year did over $6 million. This year will do between $35 and $200 million. It makes me awesome, but it makes God awesome because I built my entire business based on biblical principles. Now, here's what's amazing. I'm a business coach. You know what I coach people from? I coach them from the Bible. I don't care if they believe the Bible or not. You came to my coaching program. You came to my When I had a job, people paid me so they could tell me what to do. I'm a consultant now. You pay me so I can tell you what to do. The last pillar is the legacy pillar. This is what I really, and I didn't take long to legacy pillar. Here's that legacy is the producing wealth that you produce. The purpose of having leverage, the purpose of having lifestyle is to build this leverage. This pillar over here, this should be the pillar that you're working on making the biggest pillar in your financial fortress. What does that mean? You need to learn. You do. Everybody type yourself in the chest, say me. You need to learn real estate investing, you need to learn stock market investing. It's so weird, because when I say this, I'm not bragging, y'all, I'm just a regular dude. But, like, our business does over $500,000 a month in revenue. My goal for 2021 was to get to the place where my investment revenue would surpass my business revenue. You know that's hard to do. You got $500,000 a month coming in. It's kind of hard to let your money make that much money. But guess what? We had 1 month where our investments made $1 million in 1 month. See, I submit to you that the reason you have to have a job is because your money's unemployed. You know how to work hard for your money, but you don't know how to make your money work hard for you. Money is a terrible master. Don't work for it. It's a great servant. Put it to work for you. You need to learn stock market investing. It's so simple. A fifth grader can learn. You need to learn real estate investing. I'm going to tell you something. Like David Mitchell, I've known him, and I'm walking off stage. Where's the exit? I've known David Mitchell. I've known David Mitchell since I was 21 years old. One of the most honorable human beings I've ever seen. He's been a pastor of a church for 30 some odd years. When he was a youth pastor, he and his wife, my wife, were in college where we met. When I was in traveling events, he single-handedly supported my ministry, and he has taught thousands of people how to invest in the stock market. And you deserve to be the next one. Give God a
Okay, well, it's like, my time's over, I'm out. See you later, sign up later, okay? You can sign up for more from him, all right? That's amazing. I love it. Yeah, can we give him a round of applause one more time? Yeah, you can be still. I love it. Let's stand up. Let's take a little stretch break there, all right? Stand up, and once you turn to somebody again, ask them one thing. Say, ask them one thing. What impacted you last minute? Say hello to somebody. What's one thing that stuck out? Stuck out to you. right. I love it, I love it, I love it. Grab a seat and buckle up. Because you're in for a very, very fun ride coming up there. We're on our way. We're ready in about another hour or so, but we've got another singing worship music. Concert is happening in there. We've got them done. More than that, one of my favorite leaders, preachers, speakers, Priscilla Shire, coming up here. Down Texas right there, I've never heard it. But before we do that, I just want to tell you one last time a little bit about our heart here. This next band coming up to speak to you is really the kind of person who encapsulates this. We are not, I want you to hear this, we are not just about a Christian conference for you to come here today and hear some of the world's best speakers. By the way, what have you thought so far of some of the world's best speakers? I mean, that is amazing. God speaks through the Word. He transforms our lives. The Holy Spirit works, and we are so grateful. But part of what we learn, the mind has to move to the hands. Okay? We can't just be the church in the four walls. We got to be the church to go out. And part of that is in the marketplace. Amen? Part of that is in the world that God has placed you, where He's put you. And this next man who's come to speak to you is all about this. Our impact classes are all about this. And this gentleman, he is going to blow you away. I want you to see this video right now. Take a look.
Born a slave and raised with a determination to change society forever, Booker T. Washington lived a life of consequence. He knew that knowledge was essential to progress, but if not shared, its power is finite. Using biblical principles, Washington founded Tuskegee University and trained former slaves to become entrepreneurs and investors. At one point, Booker T. Washington's university produced more self-made millionaires than Harvard, Princeton, and Yale combined. Generations later, Booker T's business principles and methods are still making an impact. This is knowledge that you're about to discover. Knowledge gives purpose. Purpose activates process. It informs our every action and reaction. Without action, good intentions are hollow. How we activate our purpose dictates the outcome of our lives. The how matters, and it doesn't come easy. But when knowledge turns into action, it develops results. James Smith learned how great his impact could be when he discovered the process for finding his how in the spirit of Booker T. Washington, which is one of help, encouragement, and revelatory teaching principles. James helps people all over the world surge their life through unorthodox wealth creation strategies. As one of the top financial trainers in the world, James lives to serve others and watch them awaken the God-given dreams in their hearts. It's time to learn how to master your money and not let money master you. Discover your how, surge your wealth, and surge your life God's way.
Like I said, we're about eliminating excuses today and moving into the doing. We don't want you to come here and just simply stay put and not go out of here with a plan, and this man is going to challenge that. Please. He was across the country this morning. He's here today. He's going somewhere else tonight. Give it up for Mr. James Smith.
I've traveled all over the world. We're not a perfect nation, but it's your best option. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And here's what's bizarre. On the way over here today, I see some car license tags from a state that issues the nastiest looking plate I've ever seen in my life. It's like orange and yellow, and it said York. Right? Then I saw some that said California. Do you understand people are moving here from everywhere? And see, my concern is that they won't vote here like they did there and how they messed up their state. I got one people as I'm walking around frowning at me. If you're frowning at me and I'm really upsetting you somehow, it just means you're probably going to hell. I woke up this morning in bed and said, Holy Father God, bring me some awesome people that want to light it up and do cool things. And he said, I will. And then you showed up. By the way, I have a suit, but I fly Delta. We stand for don't expect luxury to arrive sometimes. You saw what was up that you don't see that you have one on. And clothes don't make the person makes the clothes. It's an honor for me to be with all of you today. And here's what's cool. I am from Texas. I lived off of Manor Road in Austin, Texas. I do gang signs. I lived in Marshall, Texas, where he was a little jacked up. And then I graduated from LD Bell High School in Hurst, Texas. So it doesn't matter where you're from, it matters where you're going. And today isn't about me. Today is about beautiful you. And I want you to hear this. This is really important. The DNA in your body was issued to a couple to give you, and your DNA is different than any human on planet Earth. You understand you were born special, and the world wants you to be ordinary, and normal people blow. I'll just give you a heads up. They blow. If you don't know what that means, I'll explain it to you later. But they blow. And this is major league. I'm going to upset some of you. I can already tell. We've got some snowflakes in here. You want to cancel me? I ain't into cancel culture. And if you are, just get out of here, go home and look at CNN. John Baptist didn't do cancel culture. He just lit it on fire and let the bodies hit the floor. So it's good to be with you. We're going to cover a lot of material. There's a lot of stuff going on. And this is kind of bizarre and wild. Listen carefully. I have been on stage for decades with some very, very famous people, and I'm not here to impress you. I graduated the bottom of my class at LD Bell High School, and the guy stopped me and said, boy, you are not college material. I said, I could have told you that. He said, you might consider a career in construction or maybe be a bus driver. If I was your kid's bus driver, they'd live on the side of the road. I wouldn't get there till noon. Why do you think I got here late today? The early bird gets the worms, but I don't eat them. This is what's important. I want to show you some stuff today that'll be transformational. And I love people. I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who your daddy was, your mama was, because you are just enough for success to get to you and have all the things that you want to have happen. I was in Houston, Texas in 2006 at the Toyota Center, and a little Hispanic man came up to me. I'll call him a man. He looked like a boy. He's like a size 0 if you're a woman. He came up to me and said, I'm from Honduras. I quit school in the 4th grade. I got my first pair of shoes when I was 10 years old. I picked coffee beans, and my name is Jose. He said, I heard you speak today. You blew me away. He said, would you please have dinner with me tonight? I said, where do you want to go? He said, how about Taco Bell? I said, dude, I haven't had cat food in a long time. I went to Taco Bell with Jose. I showed him a lot of stuff that I could show you. And Jose in Houston, Texas, Harris County, put together net worth over $10 million. He bought his mom and dad a new house. He did everything that he had always prayed and hoped for. Do you understand when you ask God to open up doors, he will open them, but if you sit on your large rear end and watch CNN, you were never going to go through the door. Shut your television off. Get involved in life. So that nice man said, give me some guidance. I said, I want you to leave Houston, sell your Ferrari, and go back to South America and show Hispanic people how to become wealthy. So he said, will you help me? I said, game on. I was in Cartagena and Medellin and Bogota, and I was in Bogota several times helping Hispanic people. I just spoke to 5,000 people. And people say, boy, aren't you afraid of COVID? No, I'm not afraid of COVID. I'm going to heaven anyway. I'm not some fruit cup in Washington that's afraid of everything. And listen to this. Today is about you. Some of you in here be friends of mine forever and always, and I'll go places with you. And some of you, I scare you because I don't have a suit on, or I have an accent, or my skin's different than yours. When the lights are out, we're all the same color. You figured that out yet? This is major. We're going to cover a bunch of stuff. When are you going to do it? Right now. I did a gig in New York City to Jefferson. A little man, Steve Wozniak, founder of Apple. He said, you're one weird dude. I said, look at you, Holmes. I said, you're pretty weird looking. He had a partner named Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs had pancreatic cancer, multi-billionaire. Do you know what the last words out of Steve Jobs' mouth were? I do. He looked at his life partner, and he said, oh, wow. And then he looked over in the corner, and he said, oh, wow. And then he looked over one more time, and he said, oh, wow. And he smiled. He took a lot of pictures with him smiling. I wonder what he saw that made him smile. I wonder what he saw. And see, I have an oh wow moment every day. I want you to have an oh wow moment while you're here. I mean, some of you go to churches where the services are kind of, you get it. I want you to have an oh wow moment. That's why you're here. And I, pray for you today that you would have one. And sometimes I get emotional, but it is what it is. I'd rather be real than some peckerwood running for office somewhere. There's a little boy from Johannesburg, South Africa, and his mom loved him with all her heart and encouraged him, and she named him Elon. And Elon said, Mama, I want to go to the United States of America and have my dreams come true. So he came here, his last name is Musk, and he opened up a company called PayPal. He sold it for hundreds of millions of dollars. Then he opened up Tesla. And see, Elon Musk is not just a car with a battery. He put the two together. Now, Chrysler, Chevy, Ford, BMW, Audi, every manufacturer is trying to get in his craft just so they can make some money. And then he came up with a rocket NASA wasn't smart enough to figure out. And watch this. If you vector one of Elon Musk's rockets in space 4 degrees, it will end up in another solar system. Do you understand? It's not the big things you do in life to make a difference. It's all the little things woven together to create a tapestry made out of Kevlar called your financial stability. You see, one day you're going to die. Me too. All of you are going to die. And when you die, our Holy Father, Lord God, is going to ask you, what'd you do with your life? And some of you don't have any parables or any stories to share. All you'll tell him is, hey, I played fantasy football. You understand how stupid you are? You're a total dork. Okay? I said, I don't respect you, so I'm fixing to piss you off. Every time I'm in anywhere in Texas, I see all these morons wearing another man's number and another man's name on their back. And when I look at you, I just go, you're pathetic. You don't want to be you, you want to be them, and none of them want to be you. That's about who you are. You're number one. You don't need to be somebody else. Fans watch people play and players play, and only players win, and a fan is just a large toad wasting their life on something that has no eternal value at all. Have a nice day. Baby, I told you I was going to put you off. Is that a bad one? Not really. And you know what's bizarre? Our country's a mess right now. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. It's a train wreck. Gas prices, food prices, inflation is coming. There's seasons of the earth, there's seasons in the Bible, and listen carefully, you're in a season of accumulation for what's going to happen in this nation. And a lot of you that think I'm just an idiot, don't strap in, it's all going to happen. It's going to be a train wreck. And I'm telling you right now, the damage is done. And I'll explain it a little more in a second, but it's kind of crazy right now. And see, people with a lot of money, they want to grow their money, protect their money, hedge their money, and people that have no money exchange hours of their life for checks that are too small, and they never really get ahead. And you heard Myron a while ago talking about being a garbage man. I went out to the street with my garbage men, and I asked them, though, 3 of them are African American. I said, you gentlemen rent or own your own homes? And the driver said, who are you? I said, I'm just somebody that can help you. He said, I rent. I go, why do you rent? He said, I can't buy a house. See, that's prophecy. You can't? Loser. So watch this. I got him a house. He didn't have any money to put down. I held a second. I got him in his first house just by being nice to somebody. See, it doesn't take a whole lot to be nice. And you change someone's life forever and always. And here's what's kind of wild and cool and kind of crazy. It's about positioning. And I always wanted little girls, so God gave me little boys. My oldest son,
I wish I could see the words.
It
says with assets, without assets on the screen.
Beautiful little boy God ever created. When you grow up, you're going to do things that men only dream of because you're amazing. And he looked at me with, I call it the Quaalude look, like some of you have been looking at me ever since I came out. You're just jacked up and negative. And he gave me that look. But I kept saying it every day because you got to be consistent. And when he was 3 years old, I'd say the same thing, and he would look up at me and smile and go, Daddy, I'm amazing. And you know what's wild about that little boy? I would have him introduce me when he was 3 because public speaking is the number one fear people have, not for me, not for him. And that little boy, I showed him math that they don't teach at SMU, TCU, or OU, or DU, or GU, or HOSU, or Friday. Did you know that if you have $1, you earn $1 after taxes, you'll probably end up with 60 cents? I showed Ryan through what I do in investing, I said $1 of extra income you have, I can turn it into $240 a year. It's called capitalization, right? And that's at a 5 cap. And that little boy today, watch this, he got started in 2009 investing. He now has over $650 million. Is that pretty good? I think so.
Help me,
I'm
Lord.
going to ask CNN to see what they say.
They're not going to say
He
that.
taught him how to do that. A professor. The big dog taught the pup the path to follow. And guess who taught me? Elmer Trimble off of Camboy Boulevard in Fort Worth, Texas, known as Tarrant County, showed me that when I was a roofer as a teenager, and all of a sudden, boom, I got it. And then you can do things. But see, what I didn't tell you is Ryan is generous. His African-American yard man, very nice man, his name is Prince, told him about a lady where he eats breakfast every morning. Her husband got mad and knocked her teeth out and took the family car and left the state. Ryan bought her a new car. Ryan had his dentist fix her teeth. Ryan got tutors for kids so they could do well in school. Because if there's domestic violence, you understand kids don't do well at home. You understand that? Words matter. Words are important. But actions speak louder than words. So when God says to Ryan, what'd you do with your life? He's got a story. He's got good stories. He's very generous. And they just drill aquifer deep wells all over Africa so that black women don't have to carry 5-gallon buckets of water 8 miles to get water for their family. And if you ask him who his favorite player is, he'll say, my dad.
I always wanted to go.
He's a player. He's not some peckerwood that watches stupid games all day long. And if you have a favorite team, I hope they lose.
What's the name of that ministry?
It's about you owning the team and owning and being the best player you can be. And watch this. This
I've heard
is
of that.
major. Here's an example of what Ryan's done since 2009. That's over 650 million. You know, I can show you stuff you can do that they don't teach at school. And today it's about me, it's about you, and it's just about doing stuff. And yet our country's in a train wreck. Do you know some moron paid $18,000 for an invisible statue? Do you know that another dork blew paint out of a straw onto a canvas and sold those for 500 grand? I mean, it's incredible how stupid people are. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's amazing. And then this, we've got NFTs and SPACs, and then there's a company called Robinhood that people put their money in with, and they went it out in the market, and they got frozen, and they couldn't get it out, and they lost money. Do you understand? You need to control your own financial destiny.
Yeah,
All of you do.
Robinhood.
And in this room that we have of thousands of people, we have children that are home and grandkids that haven't been born yet, that you can bless their lives and help them and guide them and direct them and get them where they need to go. That's what it's all about. Who are you? What's your legacy? What do you want to do? And then that doofus, Jack Dorsey of Twitter, he sold his first tweet for almost 600,000 a word. Like I would want to waste my money. But there's so many sheeple out there that will waste their money on things that have no value. And then this ugly little disgusting looking freak, look at this. This got sold, I can't even believe I'm doing this. $7.5 million, somebody paid for that image. You gotta be, I guess it was cracking that, I don't know.
Crack pipe, okay.
Catch this. I mean, since 1880, wasn't that impressive what you saw about Booker T. Washington?
Yeah.
I mean, what a great man he was. Slaves were doing better than kids at the universities. Now listen to this. Look at George Washington, 1880, and look at the money supply today. Just please watch this slide. This is important. This is in the last 18 months. Your government has printed more money in the last 18 months
They trying to drive down
than
the
since
dollar.
George Washington
Like
was
we're stupid.
president I mean, it's just insane. You know, we are the world's reserve currency, and we're almost at 30 trillion in debt, and China hates you. Russia hates you. Iran hates you.
I'm about to see a
And
little
you know what
more.
they're going to do? They're going to try to remove the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency, and when they do, you're going to
Don't
see
be clapping.
inflation
Don't
like you
clapping
have
for that.
never seen it in your life. And some of you go, well, I'll just get another job. Really? Today ain't about getting another job. Today is about making your money work for you so you don't work for it.
Yes, get a business.
That is Booker T.
If you can't get a business, holler at me.
I
Get
want
a
all
better
of you
job,
to do
amen.
well in life. And it's about positioning. The U.S. stock market, let's take a little snapshot of that, girlfriend. Watch this. 1880, same time frame. Look at this.
Oh, God.
Goes through the Depression, the dot-com stupidity, the Great Recession, and every time you see that green line at the bottom, that's where you should buy stock. You should sell when it goes red. Look at where we are. Did you know that in March of 2020, when COVID really became a major problem in America, we're up over 40% in the stock market? You know there's going to be some corrections. Some of you, your 401k, you don't even know what it's in. You can't even tell me the name of it. You don't know what the hell you're doing. I need you to take control of your destiny. I'm showing you in front. This isn't stuff I just pulled out of some stupid magazine. This is real stuff. You can go to 10,000 seminars. You'll never hear anybody like me.
I know that. I've been to different places. You ain't copyable.
Complaints about you than all the other speakers combined.
Right.
So we get more compliments about you than all the other speakers. So it ain't about me. I'm here as your representative to light you on fire because some of you are living with people that don't have any enthusiasm. So I need you to light them up. So you can do the right thing in life. And then watch this. The two columns of success you've got to embrace is one is real estate and the other one is the financial market.
Yeah.
You got to know how to play them like a
love
Stradivarius
real
at a
estate.
concert. But a lot of us, we just don't know.
I need some real
All we know
estate.
is what we've been taught, and what we've been taught isn't applicable anymore. Do you know the 13 degrees you can get at universities in Texas, there's no jobs for in the future? Really? $100,000 degrees. Have a nice day. I want to show you how to make money when you're asleep. And I'm going to cover some stuff for you. And then we're in a train wreck right now. I mean, we're in a real mess in this country. When you look at the problems that we have, I mean, incivility, I mean, political unrest. I've never seen America so disgusting between Democrats, Republicans, and people calling people racist that aren't, and people believing it when it isn't true. Or, you know, do you know that Satan divides? Do you know that our Holy Father God adds to your life, multiplies to your life, grows your life? But see, some of you are so easy to play. You're just like a cheap harmonica, and you just believe all the stuff you see. That's why I won't watch CNN. I won't watch it. I just won't watch it. It's not worth watching. And then this is important. I'm blown away by this. This is huge. I mean, having a low rate of return. Do you know if you go to Wells Fargo and give them your money, they'll pay you 1%. 1% divided into 72. Your money takes 72 years to double. Most of you will be dead in 72 years. Some of you in less time because you're just negative. I'm just saying, it's not personal. Nothing's personal. I'm just telling
It's
you.
not personal.
And here's what's kind of crazy for me. You got to manage it and know what to do and the moves to make. Do you know you're in the #1 state people are moving to?
No,
Do you know Texas is a country? It's all good. I don't have a problem with you. But watch this. You're in a great state. I mean, there's so many states right now that are run by morons that aren't doing well right now. People are leaving. That's why they're coming here. And so why don't you take advantage of it? I don't care if you live in Waxahachie or wherever. I just want to show you how to get it on. And it's about positioning yourself. And I had this really cool dad that was a pastor. And people would say to me, "Are you going to be a minister when you grow up, boy?" I said, God didn't call me. But you know what's funny? He called all of us. All of us are called. And so my father had a master's degree, so smart, and could read a book in 4 hours. It takes me, if not, literally a month and a half to read. I read on an 8th grade level. They said you can take a class, and I've learned this, that everything you do fast is better if you do it slow. Think about that. And this is kind of wild. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
I didn't get it.
Always got the national
man.
but he didn't have any money to travel. So before he died, I flew him all over the world first class in one of those little pods because money magnifies you. I made more money in 2 weeks than he did in 43 years of working, not because I'm a better man. The door opened for me and I ran through the door. And see, some of you, the door's been open for you, but you won't go through it because you're afraid. You know, fear comes from Satan as well. You're afraid. What's he afraid of? Boogeyman? Get off your large butt and move. And watch this. This is hugely important. I love this. Watch this. We're coming back here to do 12 classes here in Dallas and Fort Worth area to show you things that they don't teach at any school. You don't need to be a realtor. If you are, we'll train you anyway. You don't need to go get your broker's license to become broker. I mean, we'll show you how to do some stuff, okay? And most of you won't go because I'll say something that upsets you because you're a fruit cup and you'll go like, I just really like his attitude and he's white and I'm not because white people suck. I really don't want to do anything with him. Or you come up with some reason. You know that's coming from Satan, right?
Yeah.
I just want to light you up. And some of you go, well, if it's like too much time, get sick. Get yourself there. And I want to help you. I'll be there. We'll light it up. And here's your reality check. I'll give you some dates in a minute. Chill. One out of three people, like, has got some problems with their credit. They got all kinds of problems. Some people's credit is so bad, it's out front of this place smoking a cigarette. Waiting for Ain't nobody gonna loan you no money. Your credit blows. So do you. You're not getting any money. So I'm gonna show you how to do some stuff. And then at age 50, the average U.S. citizen, looking at this, they just don't have enough money to like take it easy with. And then this is kind of crazy. I don't know why we have that. If I shut off a person's income for 4 pay periods, they start to crash and burn. Most of you in here only have about 150 paychecks left until it's game over. And what you're doing now is surviving. You're not existing well. So I want to show you how to stop that bad karma and do something different. When you ask somebody to marry you and you get married and all of a sudden it's not the honeymoon anymore. Because now you don't have the food in the kitchen and somebody's got to cook it. After 1 year of marriage, the average married couple spends less than 60 seconds a day looking at each other eyeball to eyeball with words to match called conversation. That same couple will watch television 4 hours and 29 minutes a day watching stupid shows like Masked Singer, watching stupid dancing with them dorks, watching stupid shows like America's Got Talent. Stupid shows, watching CNN. Stupid shows, watching the Mavericks play. Wasting your time.
Oh
They ain't gonna win no championship.
no.
That upsets you. Watch this, Watch this. Do you understand it's like 80 games and it's about 4 hours a game? You're wasting your life on something that has no eternal value at all. Next time you want to watch a Mavericks game, watch the tip-off, and then shut your stupid TV off and find your wife and tell her 50 things she does that rocks your world and why you love her with all your heart. And tell her she's awesome. Tell her dinner last night was good. Even if it wasn't, tell her it was. She's going to make it again anyway. Be nice to her. Do you understand if you do that, you won't watch the first quarter, second quarter, you skip the halftime, you'll miss the third quarter, fourth quarter. You won't even know the score at the end of the game because after doing that, you won't need to worry about that. I know a lot of you didn't catch that because you did. Yes, I don't know. But this is kind of wild. This is cool. Don't waste your time. Be kind to the person you live with. What goes around comes around. And then this is wild. People have bad credit, as I said, and then we got bankruptcies and we got foreclosures. Do you know because of COVID, please pay attention to this, because of COVID, many people in Texas couldn't make their mortgage payments. And so the mortgage company said, I'll put your mortgage on forbearance. Forbearance means pause.
Yeah,
And
just
then
waiting for you.
we'll deal with the balance later. Of course we will.
And they tell you everything's due at the
They'll
same
do a loan
time.
mod for some of the people, but some of the people, 36,000 to 24,000, they're going to end up losing the house to foreclosure. Do you understand you're going to see an avalanche of foreclosures in DFW area in the next 18 months? And some of you
Might
go like,
be getting a
"I built up,
house,
but I don't know how to
Jesus.
play." Exactly. Some of you go, "I ain't got no money." Actually, I do real estate with no money. Oh, well, what's your excuse now? You got one game? What's your excuse?
He's so funny.
Get over yourself, Snowflake. We're going to show you some cool stuff. And then this is huge. It's all about doing stuff. Thanks, guys. That you can do to kind of turn the world on its ear. And I've got a sister, listen to this. I got a sister that lives real close to here. She thinks I'm crazy. She says, I don't want to learn to do the stuff you do. And then I got another sister that lives in Houston. She just moved into a 9,500 square foot house. What's the difference? I offered to train both. One said no, one said yes. You know, it's pretty simple. 4 degrees of vector, you'll end up in another solar system. It ain't how smart you are. It's how you position yourself to win or lose. And I kind of dig that. And I love both my sisters. One, you just can't help. I mean, it's just got to go well.
Yeah.
It's
It's true.
At Walmart giving people samples on weekends. I mean, it's crazy. It's my sister. So, you know, we all have families.
Yeah, he's speaking truth. We trying to help them, but they don't listen.
Go watch this.
They don't respect
Jobs. You know, as I walked in here, I saw these beautiful women, and beauty doesn't come from Nordstrom's makeup counter. It has nothing to do with your color, your skin, or your hair type, or anything. Beauty is the person you are within that emanates to people you meet. That's your beauty.
Amen.
That's who you are. And so, you know, there's a lot of women that try to do well in life, and they don't get promoted because they stay home and have their third baby, and they got looked over and passed over and all that jazz. And you know, we all have situations in here. There's some people in here that are beautiful people, but no one but you knows your journey. Man, it's been hard. You've had a hard journey. So let's do some stuff to correct that. Get the load off so you can do some things you need to do in life. And if you have a little girl, dear God, I wanted a little girl so bad. So you know what God did? He gave me 9 grandkids. 6 of them are little girls.
That's great.
And my 9-year-old said to me on Park City Mountain, because I just came back from a snow ski trip, she said, Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to do what you do. I said, you are, sweetheart. She goes, I'm going to be really amazing. I said, you are amazing. She said, I love you. I said, I love you too, baby. And she's already introducing me to 2 of these gigs. I love that. It's just building people up and building women up and building ladies up to be all they can be in life. And I love that. There's something else that's very, very important.
Yeah, saying all the right things. Amen.
All of you in here, if you have self-respect, you should have a self-directed retirement program. It can be an IRA, Roth IRA, it can be a SEP, a KEO, a self-directed pension fund. And for those of you that have babies, you could get a self-directed educational IRA so your little kids could go to any educational facility they want to go to in the world.
I could have been taking pictures this whole time of the screen.
Some of you don't do the things that make people wealthy. You do all the things that keep poor people poor and poor people broke, and that's unfortunate. We can fix that. That's about positioning. And then with the self-directed, you can do real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, tax liens, tax deeds, gold, silver, precious metal, cryptocurrency. You can do all of that in it, and you're protected and good to go. It's just knowing how to jam and rock the house and do the things you need to do in life. And then why real estate? Which is a great question. Why do you like real estate, white boy? Well, they're not making any more of it, except white. And real estate. It's kind of neat. I need to go back, guys. She'll be back. Real estate. I mean, a lot of people think, well, you got to have a lot of money, and I don't qualify. My FICO beacon score is not good enough. And that could be issue based. Not really. Listen to this. Real estate is food, water, and shelter, the three things you have to have for survival. People are moving to Texas like there's no tomorrow. And I get to meet some people that just take my breath away, and I love them. They're just great, great people. When I came up, there was a lady named Stephanie that's working the show. I worked with her before. She's such a sweetheart. And I saw the pretzel lady out in the hallway, and she awesome. Did you enjoy her? What a sweetheart she is. She gave me a big hug. And I did Hartford, Connecticut about, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years ago. 18,000 people. It's in Connecticut. So you know that sucks, right? So I'm in Connecticut, Hartford. And this little group of 10 children were there, all young adult children. And the father abandoned them and said, I'll be back tomorrow, but he never came home and left all 10 children to fend for themselves. And so I met these kids, and they kind of blew me away a little bit. So one of the kids worked at Target, but they wouldn't let her work full time because they didn't want to give her any benefits. So she cleaned rich people's houses when she wasn't doing that to make money, and she would take the money and go buy food every day, not at Costco, but every day, because there wasn't enough money to buy a lot of food. And so I asked that lady if she would come here today. She's here. She's right over here. Stand up.
Praying for her legs. Praying for healing for her legs. Amen. That's beautiful.
And the cool thing about Elizabeth, you need to go sit down. The good thing about Elizabeth is that she just bought a 4-bedroom, 3-bath pool home 5 minutes from Disney. It's an Airbnb, and she makes $250 a day. And then watch this. She's got a property she has for visiting nurses, visiting doctors. Baptist Hospital down the street, MD Anderson. You know, visiting nurses, visiting doctors, you can make 6, 7, 8 grand on a house if it's close to a hospital and they don't have wild parties in there and coke up and stuff. They're pretty good residents to have. It's just knowing how to set yourself up to maximize success. And Elizabeth's house is booked all the way up until the summer. People just begging to get in. I kind of dig that. And see, she picked up a trailer, single wide, in a place called Augusta, Georgia. Augusta's where the Masters played. She got it for 10 grand. Put $2,000 to fix it up. She just sold it by going on Marketplace, which is Facebook. Sold it in 24 hours and made $32,000 on one stupid deal because she had the time and the knowledge to know how to play. Knowledge will set you free, baby. You're all smart enough. Ain't any of you in here dumb that you can't do this. It ain't how smart you are or how fast you read or what stupid school you graduated from. It's just knowing how to play. And once you know how to play, nobody can take it away from you. Kind of dig that. Now watch this. One of my students that I met, they said they were having a little problem, and they said, could you come to North Carolina and help us? I said, sure. Where do you live? Lumberton. Oh. Lumberton. It's one of those towns you ask yourself, why do people live here?
Children of the corn.
And I helped them out just a little short time. And then I said, hey, what's going on in Lumberton that a dude like me might be interested in? They told me, well, there's a guy in town having some problems. And I said, what's his name? I go online and get his number. I call him. I said, hey, I'm in Lumberton for about another 48 hours. I'd love to meet up with you, maybe buy you lunch. I met with him. I'm not going to give you his name because that's inappropriate. Ted Parker. He owns 3 acres at exit 23 on the interstate. I don't live in North Carolina. If you're from there, good. I ain't moving there. Now watch this. I got the property. I turned around and sold it to Outback Steakhouse and made more money than if I was a school teacher for 15 years. Hey, why? How much money of yours did you put in the deal? 0, none. Some of you can play that game because you ain't got no money. What did it take? A little knowledge and self-confidence. I can infect you with both. And you know what else is kind of cool? Like this. I got another phone call from David Chess. He lives in Longview, Texas. Right? Watch this. He said, I'm having a few problems. Would you mind coming to Longview? and helping me. I said, dude, I live in Marshall. I'd be happy to come over there. I go to Longview, and I meet with him. I said, what's going on in Longview that a dude like me might be interested in? He said, well, there's a rumor that Walmart might be coming, but we don't know where. Nobody knows where. I said, dude, I can find out where, probably in about 4 minutes. He said, really? I said, you want to bet? He said, I don't think so. He said, watch this. They weren't just building a Walmart, it was a super. So with that information, I got 3 acres across the street from the super and sold it to Marriott, one of their franchisees, to build a stupid hotel there. And then I got over 50 acres next to it, and now they're going to build an entertainment complex on it. How much tax will you pay on that, white boy? 0, because I don't own it. My retirement program does, and it's still legal to tax it. Have a nice day, Joe. You got the time to go with me on a real mission trip, to make a big difference and help little families that are just clueless on what to do. But you got the time and the money to do it with. You don't have to pimp people at your church to donate.
Oh, Jesus.
And I like this. Hang with me. The Bible has a verse. The poor will always be with you. Can't get rid of them. And so our government has a program called Section 8 for poor people.
Yeah.
Do you know I can buy a house in the hood anywhere in the United States?
Yeah.
Every city has a hood. You know why? They erase the word neighbor and you're left with a hood. I could drive you all over the Metroplex and show you the hood. I can. You know Oak Cliff? Used to be the hood. Used to be the hood. You can buy houses there for 5, 6, 8 grand, and now they're like 450 grand. You can get them for less, you get them for more, it depends on where you are. And you know what's awesome about that low income? I can depreciate a house in 15 years instead of 27 and a half. It's an economically disadvantaged area. You can buy up a whole bunch of them. I don't rent to poor people. I just help poor people own their first home. I tell them, if you move in this house, the government will pay me every month, and then I'll apply that towards the purchase price, and you'll own the home free and clear in 15 years. You're homeowner. And that restores ownership, and you're giving people a chance to have success. I love that. And then this is kind of wild. I love going to prison. To visit prisoners. My dad was a pastor, so he would go see the crap going on in that prison. I met a dude in prison that is a Venezuelan. I said, when you get out of prison, I'm going to make you rich. Because he had a total transformation in prison. Became a Christian. The guy that got him in prison isn't who he is, it's who he was. Y'all with me? So watch this. I love this transformation. So what's that dude doing now? Oh, he's buying motels or like Holiday Inns or Best Western Inns or Hojo's or hotels like that. And he is setting up housing for injured veterans that don't have a place to live or for homeless people. And I love that. You know what's awesome? He just picked one up. It was the Best Western that has a positive cash flow of over $80,000 a month. I don't know about you. I could probably make it if I had to. And you know what he's doing? He's giving people a second chance. Some of you have already had a second chance, and a third chance, and a fourth chance, and a fifth chance. I believe in second chances. That's kind of who we are. The promoter of this show believes in second chances. I kind of dig that. And then for middle income, yeah, it's like if you want to have a rental property, maybe that would be in Arlington or Hearst, Texas, or just a place that's not that great, it's just a place.
Yeah, Hearst is definitely that place.
I have an aunt that had a daughter named Georgianne, and she's special needs, and her IQ is about 75. She chews her tongue sideways, she spits when she talks sometimes, and I told her one day, I said, so, are you happy? She said, I'm very happy. She goes, I pray to God every day that I just stay happy. It's my cousin. She's smarter than any professor at any university around here. She sees the big picture. What are you talking about her? You know, I can get a house in an average neighborhood, turn it into a special needs house, and make more money off of it than you will 3 or 4 rental houses. And they don't have wild parties. They just go to bed with chickens, get up with chickens. They're just nice adults that are slower than some, but smarter than
Oh,
us.
okay.
I love people like her. And then my mom, as she
I
got
think it's
older,
like a
she said, son,
Black
promise me.
Cowboy Ranch in
This is on Brown Trail
Grand
in
Prairie.
Bedford. She said, son, promise
I
me
guess
you
it's
won't
sort of
put
like
me in a nursing
farmland
home.
around
I
there.
said, then you better be real nice to me. You're going in.
I met like a black farming community that told me
So
they
watch
had land
this.
and
She
stuff
gave me
in
the
Grand
idea.
Prairie.
I can get a nice house in
It's
Colleyville
like
or
a
some
ranch,
nice little
some kind
community
of
where the
ranch or
beautiful people
whatever.
live with perfect teeth, and turn that into assisted living care and make more money off of that than if I was a dentist. And you're giving an old person a real awesome place to live with a lot of love in the house and a lot of respect for their age. Keep people away from your number two because someday that could be you. And then this is kind of crazy. Have you seen all the ads on TV? Have you been hurt or injured? Are you just angry? Let's see some of that. Some real dork lawyers in Dallas. I'm not going to name any, Morgan, but this is wild.
Oh my gosh.
You can even file a suit against your mother if you weren't breastfed. I mean, there's all kinds of things. And so, one of the things we covered in this class is how to protect your assets. You'll insure your truck, your car, your SUV, your house,
Let me take a
your
picture,
boat,
y'all.
but you won't insure your financial future. That's crazy. And so we're going to show you how to do asset protection so when you die, some probate lawyer doesn't debone you like a chicken. So the money goes to your loved ones, the people you tell me with you don't blink that you love with all your heart, they get the money. I'll show you how to do that. But some of you, I won't get around to it. No, you are around to it. It ain't never going to happen because you always put off the important things. It's insane. And then this is kind of wild, reducing taxes. You know, I can buy a property and write it off my taxes for 27 and a half years, but some of you men and women in here own property that I could show you how to do a cost segregation on your property and take a massive write-off in the next 2 or 3 years. But you hear words like that, and you go, what does that mean? We can show you what it means so you know how to play it. Some of you go, well, I go to H&R Block. Well, that's just special. I want you to know how to get the work you need done and done properly. And then this is kind of cool as well, the financial markets. Man, there's a lot going on right now. You know, you can make money when the market goes down as well as making money when the market goes up. It doesn't have to go up for you to make money. You can short a stock and make money. And so we have an impact class coming up. It's going to cover a lot of stuff. I already said some of you won't go because I wore tennis shoes. Or, you know, you're just a little cocky. Or you don't have a filter. Or you come up with a reason. Or you're old. You're an old white man. I don't like those kind of guys. You come up with a reason. And you need to go to the house. We love you. We have no issue with you at all, except that God will bless you and direct you and guide you and show you the way so you can go manifest glory to other people. It ain't about us. It's about you. For real. That's not a joke. It's not a soundbite. I really mean that. And so when you look at the columns of wealth that you have to have, is you need to know how to play the financial markets. I always show you the market's too high. Didn't I just show you that a while ago? It's too high. And so looking at this, real estate, the prices are off the rails. Prices are
All the way
crazy.
down.
Frisco, are you kidding me? It's insane, right? I mean, look at Evie Holiday. I mean, prices are crazy. But I can show you how to find things that normal people don't know how to find and do things that normal people don't know how to do. And once you embrace that, it's game over, babe. Drop the mic. And in our classes, our well-searched classes, we got 4 different segments to our classes. And we've got them on all kinds of things that all of you need in here. And how to position yourself. And on the financial class, which is a trade search class, it's a 3-day event. And on the second day, you're going to be trading, paper trading, so that you know what to do, how to position yourself. There's a gentleman that I met. God put him in my life. His name is Mark Helwig. He's in the room somewhere, and he won Trader of the Year. in the United States. He's a total gangster at investing money. And watch this, in March of 2020 when COVID hit, and this little guy from Nebraska named Warren took a big hit. He made over 40%. Why? He knew the market was going to tank and know how to protect yourself. Knowledge can make you wealthy and knowledge can set you free. And a lot of you, the control factor is important for you and your family. Warren Buffett, the gentleman I was referring to just now that lives in Nebraska, that lost money, he's got a rule though. And he's a billionaire. He's done very well over his life. I'm not bashing Warren Buffett. But his first rule in life is that rule number one is you just can't lose money. I mean, you just don't lose money. And his second rule is don't forget the first rule. Don't lose money. And so once you understand how to position yourself so you minimize your risk to accentuate your gains, here's an example of a trade. This is a nondescript little insurance company. Nobody's excited about companies like this. It's not Tesla or Apple Computer, it's just a company. And this, all these lines, it looks like a patient at the hospital. Those are called resistance. And when you see those lines, if you draw a line across it, like a green line and a red line, like I showed you a while ago, where you should get in and get out, this is called a buy and hold, where you buy the stock. This is 44 shares of stock that are purchased. And when you look at this, what's really cool about this, over a 7-month period of time, you've actually made money because you bought at the bottom with green. What does green mean in the traffic light? Go. What does it mean when it goes red?
Stop.
Stop. You've got to get out. So if you had tools like this, do you think that could make you some money? I'm positive it would. And here's what's cool. With a trend trade, it's not a buy and hold. It's you get in, you get out, you're playing it. And so every month it goes up, it goes down, you get in, you get out, you do that over a 7-month period of time. It's the same stock, the same exact stock, the same number of shares. You do it over a period of 7 months, and the difference is this. When you look at the comparison, with the buy and hold, you make a good return, but if you do the trend trade, you're almost 100% return annualized. I mean, that's incredible. And if you divide that number into 72, your money starts to double real fast. And all I did is turn this into like a cryptocurrency that went crazy on you. It's called knowledge, and it's not a sexy company. I could show you numbers that would take your head off, but that's not why we're here. A guy by the name of Peter Lynch wrote a book, and One Up on Wall Street. And in this book, it's basically this. The small investors have an advantage over big traders because they can get in and out of the market quickly. And a big trader that wants to unload 2 million shares of the stock, they can't dump it at one time. They're like an ocean liner coming back to port, and I turn you into a jet ski. So you can get in and get out and move kind of quick and fast. And so the 4 quadrants is to show you multiple sources of income so that you don't just have a job income, but you have your investments working for you so you don't work for them. And a self-directed retirement program, we'll show you how to open those where they come to the checking account so you can literally like write checks out of your retirement
Is he the
program.
last
It's
speaker?
not a withdrawal. It's an expense or an investment.
Oh, right.
And so it's not
I
an
see
early
people leave us.
withdrawal with a tax bite. Understanding how to play. And dealing with credit, there's 2 kinds of credit. You got good credit and you got bad credit. And then we have people in here. Watch this. It's okay to go into debt for an investment that will yield you more than the interest you pay. It's okay to go into debt for knowledge to make sure that you're good to go financially. And the sources of deals and bargains that are up on the screen right now, I mean, I've gone to a drug enforcement agency, auctions, almost nobody there, just knowing how to do stuff. Getting properties from banks, that property I showed you a while ago. I mean, you can get properties from banks, and then this as well, the VA. Have any of you in here been in the military before? Would you stand up? Stand up, stand up, stand up.
Oh, my friend should have been here.
They didn't make a lot of money. And I love my military, my police officers. I love people that are first responders because they sacrifice themselves for the betterment of other people. You are heroes, for real. I love you. I can show you this, if you did nothing but help veterans get housing, I can show you how to be
I wanna do that too.
multi-millionaire. And that's all you do is help my
do so many
veterans.
things,
For
yeah.
some of you go, well, what does that have to do with the Mavericks basketball team? Nothing is the answer to your question. And here's what's kind of wild. Here's the process for foreclosure. We have people looking at me right now that didn't have a lot of money when they got a mortgage on their house not long ago, and the mortgage company in closing put PMI insurance on your mortgage, which is an insurance for the beneficial interest of the mortgage company, not you.
Yeah.
Some of you are paying $250, $300 a month
Just in
for
case,
PMI insurance. I can show you how to get rid of it and apply that towards your principal balance and pay your house off in years, not decades. And so you don't get fleeced and flocked and end up in the quick freezer at some stupid grocery store because you didn't do the things you should have. And in the Bible, it talks about the talents. Watch this. I just want to show you things you can do so you can go multiply yourself. It's in the Bible. If you think I'm full of it, go look it up tonight. And watch this. Most people in Dallas will spend more time watching a stupid basketball game than reading their Bible over their lifetime. Over their lifetime. And when you die, God's going to say, what did you do in your life? It's the second time I've told you, you better have a story. It better have nothing to do with some stupid game or fantasy. I'm a moron football. And then this is important. Here's a house I picked up out of foreclosure. The bank has asked me not to talk about them, so I'm not going to mention SunTrust Bank. This is a 5,500 square foot country club house. It's got a green kitchen, an avocado roast kitchen, and it's got a Harvest Gold bathroom and cottage cheese on the ceiling. It's gross. But the guy went to prison. I got the house. That's what it looks like now. Awesome. Did you do any of the work? How much money did you use of yours? None. I got an asset-based loan, which means the money's there to get the property. It has to be paid back in a year and 3 months. That's why you don't want to do the work yourself. And after it's fixed up, you can get a loan on it. Do you have any equity in it? Yeah, quite a bit actually. Over $200,000 of equity in that house. So you can move in it, turn it into an Airbnb. You can flip it and sell it. It's just, how did you find it? How do you do that? It's about knowledge. My oldest son Ryan, his first property he bought in 2009 is this mobile home park. Where is that? That's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Does he live there? Oh no, babe. We don't live there. He ain't ever gonna move there. But that's bringing in $10,000 a month when he got it. It's now bringing in over 20 a month. And it's just one stupid property, and it's an asset-based loan, which means he doesn't qualify for it. The property qualifies the property, the money to get it. It's just knowing how to play. And then we've all seen strip centers all over Texas being built everywhere. And they kind of look like that. Do you know CVS just closed 12 stores in one city? Do you know that some companies are having problems like Dick's Sporting Goods, who hates the Second Amendment, so people aren't buying stuff from them anymore? Dick's could be going out of business. What could I do with a Dick's Sporting Good?
I didn't know they had drama.
Make millions. It's just knowing how to transform what is into something that could be.
Said they
And
hate the Second
emblem
Amendment.
up there, which is the Airbnb symbol. I have a Hispanic couple that came to the United States from Mexico, Ernesto and Andrea Guerrero. I met them. They're U.S. citizens. They came over to this great country. I showed them how to play. She was working at Univision, and I showed her how to stop doing that. They rented a house from a man who had bad tenants, and she said, I'll give you a 5-year lease with an option for 5, and if you ever want to sell, I want an option to buy. She didn't buy the house, she rented it. It's an Airbnb, making more money than her or anybody at her company at Univision. They're doing 3 more. 4 degrees of vector will put you in another solar system. That's all I want to do for you, is vector you where you want to go so you can get it on. And this is the overhead I showed you a while ago, my kid. $650 million. To see it ain't about him. If he were here right now, he'd say, Dad, it ain't about me, it's about them. Exactly. So let's do a new screen. This is you. This shot right here. Where are you? So you're there. So in 5 years, in 10 years, where do you want to be? What's your story about? You want to do mission trips? Why don't you just go build an orphanage in Africa? Why don't you just go to some place and actually manifest your life on other people? Then when God says, what did you do with your life? You will have a story. It will be amazing. Good and faithful servant. Welcome. Would you like to hear that? Or are you kidding me? What did you do with your life? It's your choice. And so we're going to talk about a lot of stuff and show you some things you can do. None of it's stupid. None of it is bogus. It all works. And I can show you things you can do to save money off of what you're doing right now. The goal is to show you how to save 10 grand. That's pretty easy to do. And then I love this. Why do you think God had you born? Why are you here? What are you supposed to do? Who are you supposed to help? I mean, is there so many people that are hurting inside? My son went into Cheesecake Factory and asked his waitress, do you like working here? She said, I work here to support my mom. My father abandoned me and my 3 brothers and my mom, so I work here to support them. Unbelievable. He ended up marrying his waitress. Because I said, don't judge people by what they do. Look at the potential in them to see what they could be. If somebody was nice enough to show them the way. He married the lady. I just went snow skiing with her. And it's just awesome. God puts the right people in front of you if you can see them. But if you're used to CNN and hanging out with negative people and you're a
He hates CNN.
culture, little fruit cup, you can't see anything.
Cancel culture.
An American dream is an American nightmare for so many people because no one's ever showing the way. And it is what it is. I want it to be a life of hope and fulfillment so you can go manifest your glory and life to other people. And this is kind of cool. I'm going to show you how to build wealth, protect wealth, grow wealth, and do the things you need to do. I've done these programs for people and they paid $995 to go to a class. But Joe, the guy that put this event together, and his buddy Matt, they said, dude, we're not going to do that. I said, well, thank God, because I don't want to ask people to do that. He said, we're going to make it $97 for everybody. And that's, you got 12 different dates to choose from. So you can't give me, well, I'm busy. No, you're not, because you're going to go to class. I want to hear you're busy. Well, I got to go work. The Bell Helicopter. You need to go. And we'll show you some stuff to do. And what's cool is there is a bonus. What's the bonus? Well, those are the dates of the classes. So there's plenty of dates to choose from. You got 12 classes. And then the bonus is, for the first 25 that enroll and go to the class, you got to go to the table and give them your previous class you enrolled in. If you haven't enrolled in one yet, then it's $97. If you already have, show them your receipt. All you got to do is pick your new dates.
This is the same class they were advertising earlier.
You don't have to pay anything extra. It's included. Are you tracking with me? You don't have to pay an additional $97. And for the first 25 people, tonight you will be invited to go to, this is a $3,000 bonus, by the way, a meet and greet with Willie. I'll be there, and then Nick,
They're running the first 25 people.
And watch this. The performers that were here, Maverick City, they're going to be there. You're going to talk to them. And that's for the first 25 and your spouse, partner, whoever you're going with, and we'll cover that. And I love it. And Tony Robbins wrote a book called Awaken the Giant Within. And in his book, he says that ordinary people look at successful people as though they're special. He says successful people are just ordinary folk who saw an opportunity and they had the wisdom to get in. It's been an honor to be with you guys today. May God richly bless you, protect you. See you guys.
Come on, everybody, let's clap it up for our man, Shane Smith. Hey, you got a spot for me? You got a spot for me in the class? I love it right there. Y'all heard it right there. Hey, the resource table. tables are open. You see all of the lanterns. You see everybody waving them right now. Go to the tables now. Let me tell you, when we get back from this short break, this short bathroom
all
break,
in one.
Priscilla Shire and Maverick, City Music is closed.
Yes, I'm not going to that. I'm staying right
We'll see you
here.
all in a few minutes.
No problem. I might get grab some, but I'm not going far. I think those classes are just going to give you like an intro of.
Right.
Because there's no way they're having for like $97. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out you got to go to 4 different dates, 4 different classes, or
I think they have a lot of dates because there's a lot of people here, but it's $97 for all 4 classes on those different dates, which probably means they're just going to give you like an intro taste of each thing because since it's 4 classes together. And all right, hey y'all, hey y'all. Let me stop making ugly faces. I don't know. I got my other earring out. I'm laughing. I gotta stretch my leg. I feel like somebody just called my name. Somebody called my name. My government. I gotta stretch a little bit. God is good, y'all. Priscilla you know, I can't never say her last name. Priscilla Shire is coming on soon. And okay. I'm gonna give y'all my card. Career and business consultant. I do grant writing and career consultant. If you know anybody that wants a higher salary, then give me my card.
all right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Career and business consultant. Woo, I need to stand up. Stretch a little bit. Ooh, that feels good, y'all. I need to stretch. I hope y'all are doing well. I think this is still on. It says it is. But I can never tell. It's the same 6 people I saw on before, so I don't know. It's the same number. I don't know if it's really on, but I'm talking, amen. There's a lot of people here, y'all. It's just a lot. I think God set me up, y'all, because I didn't know this was a business conference. If I knew it was a business conference, I would have paid with my business card. But instead, I paid with my regular credit card. Let me show y'all who's here. I mean, that's good advertising because they're packed out. Packed out. Which is very interesting because I don't know. I don't usually come to things like this. I thought it was mainly a speaking. Well, it is mainly a speaking event, but I didn't know it was all focused on business. I didn't read a lot about it. Just looked up one person. I was like, oh, this is a good place to give out my business cards. Other Christians are gonna be there. That's what I thought to myself. So I registered. Seats were only $20. That's why I'm all the way back here. And of course, they have VIP seats. There's people down there. The lines are long. The lines are long to do anything, so I'm just gonna be here from that. Actually, maybe I'll take a walk. A whole lot of white chocolate. Protect me, Lord. Protect my eyes, Lord. Okay. It's nice seeing a great mix of people. I like that. Hi. Okay. There are people sitting down there. Were you already sitting there? Okay, yeah. There's a whole row of people. They're coming back. Yeah. Maybe there's one. One guy here. Yeah. Oh, there's two of y'all? Oh, no. It's hard to get seats here because people leave them for a while, but they don't really know, like, we don't really know, like, who's sitting where. How y'all been? So let me give you a synopsis of my last 2 or 3 weeks, okay? The last 2 weeks I haven't been on here. First, my aunt died. My eldest aunt in Grenada died. And, of course, I was really, like, kind of distraught because I have been just having like impressions of her, and I saw her in the spirit, but I didn't know why. And I did pray for her, but I felt like if I knew, I don't know, I just got to pray more. I have to pray a lot more. So, um, so there was that. So I hadn't been on that week and the following week, and actually she's gonna be buried in a few days in Grenada, and I realized I couldn't go for many different reasons. Grenada's really tight on the COVID thing, so my cousin, her daughter, is gonna go, and it was really sad. It was really sad. As soon as my other cousin, which is her son, he went home to visit her. As soon as he left, she died. It's like she waited for him to leave Grenada to pass away. She passed away the morning after he left. It was kind of crazy. So that all happened like the last 2 weeks, and then this week was pretty busy. I'm telling you, if this is not the year of duality, then I don't know. Like, this is very clearly the year of duality. A lot of good things are happening and bad things are happening at the same time. And it's tripping me out, actually, So when I saw this on Instagram or wherever I saw it advertised, I said, you know what? I think that I need to hear some motivational speaking. That's all I thought it was. I actually didn't think. I knew it was Christian. I knew Priscilla was a motivational speaker. She's the only one I knew that was on the bill, I guess. And in Maverick City. And Naomi Rain is the only one I really, really love from Maverick City. So I was like, let me go hear them. I think I want to take a walk. And yeah, I wanted to pick me up, but I think God set me up because I had bought the tickets anyway before my aunt passed away. So I was either going to be in Grenada and forfeit the ticket, or get the refund, or I would be here anyway. But I think God set me up because it's a whole business conference. It's about doing business God's way. So I think that's hilarious. And I'm gonna give out my cards, y'all. It's just interesting how God works. All right. Let's take a walk because there's a lot of people here. I'm usually fine with crowds. I just don't wanna be on long lines. Long lines, you know.